Welcome back to Zurich. We're here at the Precious Metals Summit with the President and CEO of Scottie Resources, Brad Rourke. Thank you for joining me here.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. It's a very exciting story you have in the Golden Triangle. We met last year, and since then you continue to be very aggressive with your drilling. Another 20,000 meters completed, but this is not just a one-season thing. You've been very aggressive for several years in developing this project. It's a very, very large land package you have, about 60,000 hectares large. So, yeah, if you could give us a bit of an overview on this huge project that you have and what exactly you're focusing on, because there are a lot of different aspects to it.
Sure, there is, and we have this large land package, but when you look at our exploration, it really represents 1 or 2% of the project. And that's basically in around the Scottie Gold Mine. It was a past-producing gold mine. You know, I came in this as an investor. I didn't start the company, ended up taking it over in 2016. But I was really focused on the past-producing Scottie Gold Mine. Brucejack was just building that hydro power line. It was going right beside a past-producing mine produced a half ounce per ton in the 80s. Economics shut it down. So that was the two, as an investor, I'm going, wow, there's power line infrastructure. It is always something that you should look at, whether it's energy or real estate or anything of these types of businesses. So got involved with that, started consolidating land to give scale, but really all this work and all this news you see is really based around the Scottie Gold Mine and the Blueberry. So here we are, we just finished our 5th drill season, and you're right. I think the last 2 years people have kind of been pulling back, trying to conserve money, and you know, we're very, very aware of the money. But we just thought, you know, this market's going to change in our favor. Nobody knows. We can't get the timing right. But I have not lost any of that conviction financially. So we just keep drilling. We just completed 20,000 meters, and there's only a handful of us of who you would compare me to, like under $100 million market cap, this sort of thing. But to do 20,000 meters is bold. We started putting some news out on that already. The market doesn't care, but very consistent with what we did last year, the year before. So we're very excited operationally, frustrated with the markets, but you know, I have good shareholder support and not a lot of people phoning me and telling me what a rotten guy I am. So I think we're happy, and I continue to think that the support will be there.
And you have very good support, very supportive shareholders, and I think that's quite unique. Let's talk a little bit. What do you?
Sure. So when I came into this, again, it operated for 8 years trading as a vehicle. So I didn't get any shares. Every share I have, I bought. It's easy to go do that due diligence on that. But it was 100% retail. I self-funded it until 2019, and then so it was Beaver Creek 2019. Got my maps, and I'm going, okay, now I need help because we're going to start drilling. And so in that time, I've gone from 100% retail to about 30% retail, and we've collected just some really good shareholders. You know, I have 4 shareholders that are just under that 10% level. One name I can't see, but we've got Eric Sprott in there, of course. We've got the ex-CFO Barrick Africa, just under 10%. Gold 2000 here in Zurich has been supporting me for the last 2 years, and they're kind of just under that 10% range. Ross Beatty personally has helped us out. So we've been collecting guys who know this industry well and cheering us on, and yeah, so I think that's why it's really tough as investors for all of us, and many stories. Of course, there's always 1 or 2 stories that we need those in the industry. You know, with Scott doing with the Snowline, great job, and you know. But for us, from a financial perspective, you know, it's kind of been sideways. We really haven't made any money for it, but we haven't had that big downfall like some of the other guys. So we feel we have to wake up in the morning and feel lucky and know what's coming and ahead. But more importantly, you know, today anybody out there could buy the stock at the same price that all those names I just told you. In fact, maybe a penny or two cheaper. I mean, but don't worry about the pennies, right? Eventually, you know, this thing will get valued at where it should be. I think today I'm a $45 million market cap. But when you look at where I am, we bought our royalty-free. We bought our royalties back a couple of years back. We did the metallurgy on the Blueberry ore because it was unknown. It's a new discovery, compatible with both mills on either side of us, which is the Newmont Brucejack, and then of course Derek White's Ascot mill. It's we believe should be pouring gold in the next couple quarters, and even as challenging it has been for Derek, we get a front row seat. They're working hard, but we're really excited for him, and to overcome some of these issues they're having. But he's the right guy for the job, so we're just in the right area. Our geology is high grade, like you see in the Golden Triangle. But I think people should look at the widths.
Yeah, I was going to ask
because the grades are great. Like, I have over 30 100-gram meter holes of total 60,000 meters drilled. This is exceptional, or we're happy. I think the market needs to realize that. But we're in really good shape. It's just, as long as we don't color outside the lines, we're going to survive this. And then when the music starts, Scottie's going to be one of the first green shoots to actually get properly valued, for sure.
So you're focusing right now on the Blueberry contact zone. This has been drilled since, was it 2019?
We did like 4 or 5 holes in 2019, and we were actually looking for something completely different. We had this vein that had the exact same signatures as the Scottie veins. It's just 2 kilometers. Part of the same system. I just can't tell you exactly how, just because we need to do more drilling. But within the first 2 seasons, that's when Thomas, our geologist, very smart guy, goes, Brad, I don't think the vein's the controlling feature. What I believe it is it's a contact. You got an andesite and you got a sediment rock, and where they come to the fluids. That was the theory. So in 2020, we did, we're very short-handed. We were small. I had 2,000 meters my first year, and maybe 5,000 the second year. We really validated that theory in maybe 2021, and then we just haven't stopped. And again, right on surface, which means easy accessible. Like economically, it's a lot easier than going a kilometer and a half underground when you see the grades that we have. Usually those are very deep mines when you see those types of grades. So,
well, that was my next question. How far below surface is this? So this is sticking up right near surface. So
starts. One of the headline holes. I've got some at 6 meters from surface that are 100-gram meter holes, but we had a 34 gram over 11 meters. It's like 28 meters from surface.
Fantastic.
Very wide, 1 ounce material. So, correct. It's right on a road. Like, it's all skid-based drilling. So my drill costs, my all-in cost this season was $315 a meter. My diesel has gone up, and you have to burn a lot of diesel to run 3 drills and then run a camp and such. But we do have a hydro power line right there for when you go to the next step. And so just a lot of things that we might have access to that just people should recognize, and just makes it easier for us than perhaps some of the other people.
Right, the good infrastructure there.
Very good infrastructure.
Go really quick back to the Scottie Gold Mine. Let's talk a little bit about that. So that was a past producing mine a couple decades or 3-4 decades ago?
Sure. So it started in 1980, and it was one of Don McLeod's first mines. I don't think it was his very first mine, but really it's when he really started to come out into the world of mining. And from what I could see, he found a vein on surface and just went mining. Didn't do property-wide exploration. Kind of put a Franken mill together. I believe it was all used, and a piece from here and a piece from there, and was producing a ½ ounce per ton. His fatal flaw was he borrowed $20 million from the Royal Bank of Canada in 1980. Gold's, let's say it's at $700 an ounce at that time. It closed down in the first Q1 of 1984. But gold went from $700 to $300. But that $20 million facility, when you borrowed money in 1980, was 22% interest. So even though it produced a ½ ounce per ton with a 10-gram cutoff, 10 gram is now a mine, a very respectable mine. But so these are the things that, really, not that I was naive, right? I didn't have the knowledge I have now after 8 years of grinding this out. But that was, the power line right beside that past producing mine, because I knew there was no property-wide exploration. We still had about 2 years of production ahead of them, but there's 700 drill holes which were able to model, but they're all production focused, right? 60 meters, little finger holes, but we have done the relogging of all the core that we could find, and built a model, and that model just keeps holding in year after year after year. So.
Okay, and so drill results are coming out from this past 20,000 meter drill program.
Yeah.
From that, you will then look at the coming season's drill program and where to go from that. So when do you expect that to happen?
Well, we still have assays coming in, and we've put, I think, 3 news releases out so far, and very consistent with the year before and the year before. So that's great. I don't need better drill holes, right? If we can keep holding in, that's where we are. We still have over 50%, like close to 60% to release.
Okay.
We'll get that out to the market in due time. I'm traveling around right now. I don't even have time to, excuse me, to put out a news release right now. It's not as simple as just writing something down. You have to, make figures and such. So I think when I get back from this trip, we'll start looking at giving the market a little bit more information, and business as usual. I'll do exactly what I did next year as I did this year, because again, the market's not recognized it, but internally we're very proud, and we see no reason to change anything right now.
Well, when the gold market returns into a bull mode and the gold stocks start to really come alive again and get respected as they haven't been recently, then I would imagine people who are doing the hard work during the difficult times will get rewarded in the better times.
Well, that's the theory, and I haven't lost any enthusiasm, and I've got a lot of gas in the tank, so however long it takes, I'm in there.
All right, Brad, thank you very much.
All right, thank you
for the update.
very much.
Look forward to following up with the results and updates.
Good seeing you.